name is Shane Dallas. I'm originally from Australia, but I haven't been there for quite a few years. And people know me as the travel camel because I love travel and I love camels as well. I have traveled through and photographed more than 100 countries. Latvia is my 103rd country. So it's quite a large number of places to visit. And I also am a social media specialist and trainer. I do a lot of speaking, a lot of training.
What unites all people in the world, regardless of their nationality, religion, and faith? What does everyone have in common?
People around the world share so many common values and ideas. People want to be healthy, they want to be happy, they love their food, they love their music for the most part, they want something wonderful and special for their family, they dream of a better future. And so many people, even when they are in terrible situations, they all still have hope. So there is a lot that unite us as people. There are only a few things that divide us. And even religion, even for a lot of religions, there are similarities, there are obvious differences, but there are similarities in all of them. In cultures, there's a lot of similarities. When I started my travels in the 80s and 90s, there was no way to keep connecting with people that you happen to meet. There was no internet. If I had to write a message to my family and friends back home, I had to send a postcard, or I had to get on a very expensive phone call that cost many euros per second. I mean, that was the reality in the 80s, 90s. Now, I could speak to my family today. I could speak to them last night. I can talk to them on Messenger or WhatsApp or Skype. We have the ability to connect with others better than any time in our history. So yes, we do. Yes, there is more to keep us occupied, and there is more that causes us to divert our attention. But amongst all of that busyness, there's the ability to form stronger connections with people that we may never meet, and we've never ever had that in our history. True love is something that is probably misinterpreted, and we have a lot of movies and TV shows to think of that. Oh, I love you, they say. And actually, there's different forms of love. There's love you have for, obviously, your husband, your wife, your fiance, your family. There's a love you have for your friends. There's a love you have for your country. But there's also a love you have for everyone. And this is when you go to places such as the story I told on the stage about going to Afghanistan. The people with the least possessions are almost always the most generous, and they have the most love to give. And that's a lesson for us all. And when I finished my speech, I did 3 thank yous. I said, thank you. I did this thank you. That is how you say thank you in Afghanistan and parts of Asia and Middle East. And I did thank you. That's the Indian one. And that feeling of that universality is what love is. It's understanding that we share that humanity. That's love. Obviously, I think almost everyone would love a world of peace and no conflict. Power, the pursuit of power, is a very dangerous thing. And people pursue power in different ways. They use race as a weapon. They use religion as a weapon. It's through politics. And I'm not pointing at any specific country or any specific conflict, but you look up most wars in the world and underlying it is power. Every person is like that drop in the ocean. And the more drops you have, it suddenly becomes a tide and it becomes a wave of change. So every drop in that ocean counts. Doesn't matter how small it is. I think 99.99% of the world are good people. There's always someone who is going to use violence. There is always someone who is going to hate. There is always someone who's going to be racist. There's always someone who's going to be prejudiced. There will always be people. But if the rest of us, the 99.99%, can get together, then their impact on the world becomes significantly less.